everyone, welcome back to my channel and happy Friday. Today's video is going to be a Q&A, which you guys have probably guessed because I've asked for a bunch of questions on my Instagram, but I finally piled up enough questions and I'm going to be answering them today. So before I jump into all these questions, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, click the thumbs up on this video, turn on my notifications so you never miss a video, and comment down below anything you liked, disliked, anything you want to say down in the comments below. So let's get started. So the first two questions are about Spike, so I put those first because I'm excited about them. The first one is from Blake, and he says, how long have you had Spike? We got him in like April, I think. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So like 5-6 months-ish is how long that we've had him. And the second question is from Nabil, and he says, how is Spike? Spike is fantastic. I was very worried about him the first few months we had him because one, he wasn't neutered, so that was causing behavioral problems, but two, he was like always sick with something. Like he was never just like a dog, like he was always like dehydrated or he was throwing up for some other reason, and it was just like a disaster. But he's been good for like 2 months now. He's been healthy, he's neutered now, so his behavior is like really shaping up and all is well. The next one is from Taylor, and he says, when can I get off this island? Taylor's my cousin who's in the Marines, and sorry Taylor, you can't come home yet, but the time is coming. It's coming quick. It'll be soon, but we miss you and we can't wait for you to be back home. The next question is from Brianna, and she said, why did you start your YouTube channel? So I've actually talked about this before on my channel, but I'll mention it again. Originally, I had started my channel with Zachary actually, and we were gonna just do a channel dedicated to like health and fitness. That lasted like 2 or 3 videos. And I decided that while I am excited and interested in health and fitness, I don't want that to be like my main focus on like everything that I do. And I realized that I liked being in front of the camera, I like editing and stuff, so I decided to just turn the channel into something that I could be creative with and just have a good time with and not have to focus it on like one specific category, because now I can do like cleaning and cooking and decorating and Q&As and story times, and I can just like do everything. I don't have to focus on like meal planning and workouts. Like I can do fun stuff now. And the next question is from Eddington P. She said, is it hard being a YouTuber? For me, no, because I don't really qualify myself as like a YouTuber because I don't have that many subscribers. I'm growing, but not like rapidly or anything. So personally, no, it's not hard being a YouTuber. I'd say the hardest part is just coming up with video ideas, but I think that's for anyone being in a creative profession. Like it's hard to always be creative with whatever you're creating, painting, dancing, art, like anything. It's gonna be hard to be creative, but I mean, I think people who are like YouTubers and have like millions of subscribers, I think that would probably be harder because there's more stress. You have to please more people, you have to be consistent, and I think in that area it might be hard. But for me, no, it's not hard yet. I hope it doesn't ever get hard, but no. The next question is from my cousin Katrina, and she said, can you name and describe the 3 times we almost died together? So it's so funny. Katrina and I met maybe 6 or 7 years ago. We're not actually cousins, but we call each other cousins. And when we first met, our family was always going camping, going to the lake, like always doing outdoor fun activities. And it just seemed like we were always in this situation where like we could have died. Like it was always crazy. So I actually can only remember 2 of them, so I'll briefly tell you guys. But the first one that always comes to mind is we were out at Lake Mead on my uncle's boat, and the way that his boat is, it's like a speedboat, and so there's like a nice little seat like in the very front, like tip of the boat. So Katrina and I were sitting there, and my uncle decides he wants to like go crazy driving this day, like insane. So he was going super fast, and then we passed another boat, so we hit their waves. I'm not even exaggerating, Katrina and I's butts came 100% a foot off of this seat. We were in mid-air, like floating, and somehow magically landed back in the boat. But I swear we were both like, oh my god, like we felt like we just almost died. And then the other time I can think of is we were camping somewhere. I want to say it was in Zion, but I'm not 100% sure. But we were somewhere like in Utah or California-ish area, and me, Katrina, and my Aunt Lori were sitting in the Ranger, and we were going on some crazy trail none of us had ever been on before. We had other people with us too, but we hit a point where you had to basically like go down like stairs of rocks, and I mean, it was obvious after the fact that we shouldn't have even tried it, but like that's what we do as a family. We try things that we probably shouldn't. So we tried to like go down like on an angle, because if we would have went straight down, we were scared it would have like it just wouldn't have worked. So we're going at an angle, and so we were kind of going, and the tire that was at the down angle like wasn't touching like the next stair, like it was too steep, and we were like literally going to topple over, and me and Katrina had to like slide out of the Ranger without like making it tip. It was literally like playing a balance game with like humans in this vehicle on this steep thing of rock stairs. Like that was a whole thing. That was very stressful. But I can't remember the third time, unfortunately. I'll probably remember it as soon as I end the video. Next question is from Kelsey, and she says, if you guys were to get another dog, what would it be? It's funny you ask this because we've been wanting another dog so bad, but Spike is so bad with other dogs that I don't think it'll ever happen. But I think we would want a smaller dog if we were to get one with Spike, just because if we had another dog his size, it would be too much to handle because he's big and crazy, and I think if we had another big dog, it would just be too much at once. Plus, we're in a small area, so I think we would get some kind of smaller dog. We both really, really like beagles, but we only like to rescue dogs, and there's never a beagle in an animal shelter. So I don't really know, but just something small. The next question is also from Kelsey. She also said, what's going on with the jobs and interviews that you've been having? So I've been kind of keeping you guys updated on my job hunt, all my interviews I've been going on, and they just don't work out. I tried to make a whole video on just this topic, and I got frustrated and upset, and I went on like a whole rant about my life, and so I decided to just delete it and not post it because it's stressful. But I've been applying to so many jobs. I've had quite a few interviews, and in my opinion, the interviews are always great. They always go well. And the person tells me like, hey, we'll call you with a yes or a no in so-and-so days. And I wait until those days are up, and I never hear anything. I don't hear a yes, I don't hear a no, it's silence. And this has happened with almost every single job I've applied to. There was one job I went on an interview, and she called me back to tell me they found someone else. Every other job after that has been silence. Like, can you at least just tell me that you don't want to hire me so I'm not sitting on the edge of my chair waiting? That's how it's been, but currently, things might change by the time you guys see this video, but currently I went on a first interview with a company, and I'm waiting for my second interview. So hopefully I get that second interview, and hopefully I get the job, but that's kind of where I am right now with the whole job thing. The next question is, what are your fave shows, your TV shows? I actually wrote this in my phone because I knew I was gonna forget one of them. Okay, so Zachary and I don't have cable, so we don't watch anything that's like on TV right now. We only watch Netflix. So right now my favorite shows are Atypical, which is a Netflix series, which I finished already, but I loved it. So Atypical is really good. Life Sentence is one I just finished watching. It's only one season. Like, it's really, really good. It's about this girl who had cancer and she was dying, and she did some special trial and ended up living, but she had been thinking for 8 whole years that her life was ending, so in her mind, like, she was going to die. Like, that was it. And then she found out she isn't dying anymore, and the whole show is about her, like, learning, like, you're not dying anymore, like, how to live life as if you're not dying. So it's really good. It's kind of a comedy, kind of like a romance. I like it. and we're watching Shameless right now. I've talked about Shameless before. I am obsessed. We're only on season 5, so we're still kind of far back, but I love that. And then the last one I have on here is Gilmore Girls, which I watched a long time ago and finished a long time ago, but it's still so good. It's such a feel-good show. It's funny. I love their sense of humor. It's like dry humor, very sarcastic. You have to really be paying attention to like catch the little snippets of jokes, but it's really good. Next question is, how do you get inspiration for video ideas? Honestly, I don't know. It gets tough. That's why I'm making a Q&A right now, because I had no other ideas. But I'm one of the YouTubers who spends all of their time watching YouTube videos. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there who like post their videos and then like their outro, like they're not actual like YouTube watchers, which is so weird to me, but I watch YouTube all day long, every day, and I feel like that's how I get some video ideas. Also, I'll just kind of think like, oh, what do I have coming up next week? Like, can I talk about that in a video some way? Can I make that a whole video? And just kind of go from there. Like, I feel like there's not really like an algorithm to figure out how to make videos. I just think about like what I'm doing this week, what are things I enjoy, and I just kind of go from there. I hope that was a good enough answer. I have a couple more questions, 4 more actually. Sydney asked, what are the pros and cons of living on your own / moving out of your parents' house? So I moved out of my parents' house August of last year. So it's been a year and a few months now since I moved out of my parents' house. And it's been great. There's times, I'd say the cons are learning to be like an actual adult, like paying the bills, grocery shopping, all of that stuff, like worrying about your car insurance and just all that kind of stuff you don't really think about when you're living with your parents, because they take care of everything for you. Well, at least my parents did. They always take care of everything for me. That's probably one of the cons. Plus, you start to miss your parents. Like, you might think they're like annoying and like they get on your nerves and you're kind of sick of them, but like once you move away from them, even though we're literally 15 minutes away, you start to miss them, and like you kind of take for granted like when you were living with them, especially seeing your siblings. Oh my god, I miss my brother all the time. Those are probably the cons. And then the pros are like you're living on your own. Like, you don't have rules anymore besides like the law, obviously, but you're not under anyone else's roof, so you can do whatever you want with your living space. You can grocery shop on your time, cook your meals that you want to make. You don't have to make whatever your mom made. And you're just like on your own schedule, and you can really like figure out who you are as a person, learn to do things however you want to do it. And I feel like that's what I've really liked about living out of my parents' house. And part 2 to this question is, what are the pros and cons of living with your significant other? So when I moved out in August last year, I moved in with Zachary. We got an apartment together. It's been a roller coaster, I guess, and I think anyone in a relationship would say that. It's great because we see each other every day, unless someone's out of town. But we see each other every day. We get to sleep in the same bed, go to bed together. I don't know, it's just like enjoyable, because I feel like when you live with your parents, you have to kind of plan around when you're going to see this person based on your family schedule, based on curfews and rules that the parents have set. But living together, we can do everything together. We meal plan together. We work out together. Like, we just do everything together. Like, if we're bored, we're like, hey, you want to play a game? And like, I don't know, like, you don't really have to schedule your time together around anything else. Like, your time together is the priority, and now you guys get to decide together what you're gonna go do together. So I like that. And probably the cons of living together, which I think any married couple or living couple would say, is sometimes you just need a freaking break. Like, sometimes you're just like, I need my own space, please leave me alone. And I think we all go through that. I think people who live just with friends go through that, and it's just a normal thing. Vanessa asked, how's Postmates been going? So I did do a vlog a couple weeks ago of me doing Postmates. It was like my 2nd or 3rd time. It was going okay, and then it seemed like every time I went out, I would get less and less deliveries, and I was wasting more and more time and gas just like sitting in my car, driving around in my car waiting for deliveries. And it just wasn't worth it. Like, I was making way less than $8 an hour, and I was bummed. I was like, I can be sitting at home doing other things. I can be making YouTube videos. I can be doing homework. I can be enjoying myself instead of making like $4 an hour. Like, it just wasn't worth it to me. And so I actually haven't been doing Postmates anymore. I personally wouldn't recommend it unless you live in an area where it's like super busy. For Vegas, I know that's like down towards the strip, but I'm not going to drive 45 minutes to deliver people's food. So I kind of gave up on Postmates. It just wasn't for me. And then the last question is from Mikey, and he said, when did you lose your virginity? So, according to my family, I haven't lost it yet. I'm still a virgin. But no, I want to say I was 18 because I'm about to turn 21. So yeah, I think I was 18 and it was with Zachary. So the both of us have only ever been with each other, which I think is really cool. Which was always a goal of mine, was to only ever sleep with the person that I'm going to marry. So that's exciting and I'm glad that I did that. But yeah, I think we were 18 because it was 1 year after we'd been together. We started dating in January of 2015. My camera cut off. But yes, in January of 2015 we started dating, and then in February of 2016 on Valentine's Day was our first time. And yeah, I think I was 18. So yeah, I was 18. I feel like that's kind of late for some people, but I don't know, that's just how it was for me. And I would like to point out that I had some questions from people saying, when are you free for drinks? When can I take you out? And I would just like to say, if you scroll down on my Instagram, like at all, you will see that I am in a relationship with Zachary. It's been three and a half years now. More than that. Oh, it's been almost 4. In January it'll be 4 years. Holy crap. Okay, so yeah, no, I will never be free for drinks or going out. Also, I'm not 21 yet, so drinks are even out of the question. I don't have a fake ID. I'm a good kid. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I taught you a thing or two, or you learned a thing or two about me. Yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have anything to say, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!